The discharge of the officers doesn't end it. The criminal process that has begun doesn't end it. The civil rights process doesn't end it. We've got to have permanent, deep, systemic change. At some moment, sadly, George Floyd will be laid to rest. At some moment, the process, the criminal and civil rights process will be concluded. But will we have made any real substantive changes, or will we just be setting ourselves up for it to happen all over again? It is important to understand that this tragic event that took the life of George Floyd is a point in time and an incident involving a person. But the reason that there's so much outrage connected to it is because it is part of a larger pattern, as the Lieutenant Governor mentioned. We could talk about Jamar Clark or Philando Castile, but we can go all the way back to Rodney King. We can go back to my city that I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. I remember very clearly as a 5-year-old, tanks rolling down the street because of the riots that were sparked by unfortunate incident between police and African-American community members. But my father would tell us, well, you don't remember, son, the 1943 riot. 68 riot wasn't the first one. There was others, all along similar patterns. And that's why when the Kerner Commission report came out in the mid-1960s after these civil disturbances, they said that the spark of all this was bad police-community relations. Now, bad housing, unemployment, and a whole range of other social problems really built the tension, but it was the incidents that occurred between the police and community that sparked it and caused tremendous problems. So what we're dealing with is not an isolated case. We're dealing with a systemic problem. And the investigation and the prosecution, if that happens, and the ultimate consequences, they are being handled. I'm confident that they're being handled competently. But that doesn't end it. The discharge of the officers doesn't end it. The criminal process that has begun doesn't end it. The civil rights process doesn't end it. We've got to have permanent, deep, systemic change.